Every single day, every single week, tensions are rising here in Canada, and Justin Trudeau is plummeting even more in the polls, which you didn't think was possible given that he's standing at a 1% chance of him winning the next election. It's just getting worse and worse, and heckling and protests are also ramping up, which is just adding more political fuel to this political chaotic fire. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you guys to give a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as remind you that there are still some have you seen me stickers available for purchase down in the description or the pinned comment below. Justin Trudeau on a milk carton. They are selling like hotcakes. Everyone seems to want one. So the link for that is down in the description or the pinned comment below. Now let's take a look at the polls. You have the Conservative Party of Canada sitting at an estimated projection of 205 seats, where they only need 170 seats for a majority. And then when you go down to winning the most seats, Conservatives are sitting at 99%, with a 93% likelihood of them getting a majority government and a small whopping 7% of them getting a minority government, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, it just seems to be getting better and better as time goes on. And every time Justin Trudeau makes a public appearance, it's not good. Every time Justin Trudeau opens his mouth, it's not good for him. It's good for the political shift happening in terms of people not liking Justin Trudeau and coming together on that singular factor, but it's not good for Justin Trudeau himself or the Liberals. Let's take a look at the CPAC video here of Justin Trudeau addressing what's happening with the war overseas, and then we're going to get into some heckling that's been happening because of Justin Trudeau's lack of incompetence and his entire approach to this.
The human tragedy that is unfolding in Gaza is heart-wrenching, especially the suffering we see in and around the Al-Shifa hospital. I have been clear that the price of justice cannot be the continued suffering of all Palestinian civilians. Even wars have rules. All innocent life is equal in worth, Israeli and Palestinian. I urge the government of Israel to exercise maximum restraint. As the world is watching, on TV, on social media, we're hearing the testimonies of doctors, family members, survivors, kids who've lost their parents. The world is witnessing this, the killing of women and children, of babies. This has to stop.
So what is kind of going on, and I'm not a geopolitical expert, and so I can't really speak on the intricacies of the war, but it seems like the world is banding together on one singular thing, and that's calling a ceasefire, securing the hostages, and making sure that there is a minimal amount of collateral damage, to the highest extent. And then Justin Trudeau makes an appearance in a restaurant in Vancouver, and this is the crowd's reaction.
Fire now! Fire now! Shame on you! Shame on you! You have blood on your hands! Call for a ceasefire! Call for a ceasefire! Call for a ceasefire! You have blood on your hands! You have blood on your hands! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! You fund genocide!
So this is all politics, right? This is how politics works. You suppress what your emotions are and you stick to the narrative. And we're going to continue watching the video in a second. But Justin Trudeau, at the end of the day, it is hard to believe. All of us pretty much agree accumulatively that he is a robot, that he has no emotions, but he does have emotions. And literally everywhere he goes in public, he's being heckled, or at least that's how it's portrayed. And so this must be taking a toll on him. It must be taking a massive toll on his mental health, because he doesn't have the support that he wants. And it's kind of funny to see this happen to Justin Trudeau repeatedly.
Justin Trudeau, you fund genocide!
How many more kids, Mr. Prime Minister? How many more kids have to die?
You fund genocide, Justin Trudeau! Look at us! Look at us!
How many children have to die?
Look at us, Justin Trudeau! Answer for your crimes! You are killing kids!
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Holy smokes.
Ceasefire now!
Just pushed him out of the restaurant.
Now! Ceasefire 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 now! Shame on you, Justin! Now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire! Justin Trudeau, answer us! Answer us! Answer us!
The thing that I love about Canadians and the way that we protest and go about things is it hasn't escalated. It's just stayed where it is, and it's just been words. And that's really goes to show the power of Canadians and the restraint that Canadians have when it comes to their hatred for Justin Trudeau. Now we're going to take a look at a different altercation of a man gets into an altercation with Justin Trudeau outside the Sheridan College in Brampton just a few days ago.
Why are you supporting Israel? Don't push me.
Hey,
don't push
get
me.
back on the
I'm
motorcade.
standing.
Get
I'm
by the
standing.
motorcade.
Huh?
By the motorcade.
Why are you supporting Israel?
Over there.
Hey, relax. I'm talking to the Prime Minister. Don't breach my rights. Why do you say Hamas is a terrorist organization? It's not a terrorist organization. No, they're Palestinian resistance. What about Ukrainian resistance? You're just.
Now that's controversial because the entire Canadian government and a large portion of the world has listed Hamas as a terrorist entity. And so I'm not, because we're watching this, don't think for a second that I agree with anything that these people are saying. I'm just showing the clips and being trying to be as objective about it as possible.
Just bowing down to the Israelis. Why they can't fight back? They can't fight back. Shame on you, Trudeau. Shame on you. He stood with the Israelis, with the war criminals, the ones that are breaching international law, killing babies. Israel. Why are you supporting Israel? Don't push me.
Hey,
don't push
get
me.
back on the
I'm
motorcade.
standing.
Get
I'm
by the
standing.
And so it seems like there's a lot of pressure on Justin Trudeau to make some moves, and this is only going to escalate the longer this goes on, and it's just really not looking good for Justin Trudeau. I know an election seems so far away, but we are in the tail end of 2023, and they will start to begin campaigning, I believe, at some point in 2024, and then in 2025, it's time for an election. So we are closer to the election than a lot of people think, and I know it just seems like it's going to be forever, and it feels like that, absolutely. And yeah, everyone has the right to feel that way. Let's take a look at Pierre Poilievre and what he has to say about things that are happening here in Canada in terms of Jewish communities.
Before I begin, I want to reiterate my full and unequivocal condemnation of the terrorist attacks targeting Jewish Canadians, particularly in Montreal. Shootings at Jewish institutions, schools, synagogues, and other sites are meant to terrorize our wonderful Jewish people. Conservatives stand in full solidarity with the Jewish community as it faces these attacks. We call on all levels of government to team up and protect the community against this terrorism and this hatred. And we pledge our full cooperation to help keep the Jewish community and all communities safe.
Good job, Pierre. They're doing a very stand-up job of denouncing what's happening here in Canada, which is what most people are worried about, the potential terrorist attacks, the continuation of terror here in Canada on our communities. That's pretty much one of the biggest concerns that Canadians have. And finally, we're going to conclude this video with Pierre Poilievre debating Justin Trudeau in the House of Commons, where Justin Trudeau is panicking and he comes clean. Here we go.
This panicking Prime Minister is not worth the cost or the division after 8 years. He'd recently announced that he would pause his carbon tax on heat for some people in some places where he's plummeting the polls and his caucus is revolting. He claims this is not regional, but his own rural affairs minister said that if people on the prairies want the same pause, they should elect more Liberals. Can he confirm whether he endorses these comments or whether he condemns them?
Perhaps the Conservatives think that phasing out coal was divisive because some parts of the country had already phased out coal and it only targeted the parts of the country that still rely on coal to generate electricity. Mr. Speaker, we are united in our desire to fight climate change as Canadians. We are united in our desire to support Canadians who need it through into a better future. That's why banning and phasing out home heating oil by replacing them with heat pumps right across the country is an approach that will unite Canadians. The only division is amongst Conservatives who still think that climate change is fake.
Stating falsehoods about our position will not distract from the original question. Here is the question. The Minister of Rural Development said that if people in the prairies wanted a pause on the carbon tax for home heat, they should elect more Liberals. Does the Prime Minister denounce these comments, or does he agree with them?
Tens of thousands of people across the prairies are getting the chance to replace their home heating oil with with thermal pumps, with heat pumps, because we have put forward programs to help in that transition as we pause the price on pollution for people in the prairies who rely on home heating oil. Tens of thousands of them. We are there for people in the prairies who want to save thousands of dollars a year, who want to get heat pumps, who want to fight climate change. Why aren't the Conservatives there for those people?
We're there for all Canadians. But this is really troubling. We thought that perhaps it was a gaffe when his Liberal Rural Affairs Minister said that the prairies would have to elect more Liberals if they wanted a pause. And if this really is just a fair policy that applies evenly across the country, then why would you have to elect more of any particular party in your region to benefit from it? So I'll just give him one last chance. If he can't answer it, we'll assume that he agrees with her. Does he agree with his Rural Affairs Minister that if the prairies want to pause on the carbon tax paying, they have to elect more Liberals? Yes or no?
No, Mr. Speaker, because people in the prairies who heat with home heating oil already are benefiting from a pause on the price of carbon, on the carbon price. That's because, Mr. Speaker, this pause that we put in applies right across the country. So the tens of thousands of Canadians in rural Canada, in the prairies, are going to be able to benefit from the transition to heat pumps. That is why, Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to step up, including in doubling the rural top-up on the carbon price rebate. We will continue to deliver for Canadians right across the country, and we will continue to be there for all Canadians, including women
And to us LGBTQ is what he said.
Only divides to distract. That's all he ever does when he gets into trouble. He divides people along every possible battle line. He did that with the carbon tax carve-out for only some in a region where his support is plummeting and his caucus is revolting. And for 10 days, he refused to condemn the comments of his own Liberal minister who said this policy was applying based on how people voted. And now he signs on with the separatists to divide Canadians again. Will he, instead of dividing Canadians, reverse the policies that are driving them to the food bank?
Justin Trudeau gives no shortage of reasons for Canadians to dislike him, and one could even say hate him, and it's only getting worse. Now, this week they are off from question period in the House of Commons, but they do resume back on Monday, and I'm under the impression that's going to be an absolute bloodbath. That's where we're going to end today's video. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about any of the topics that I covered, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that the Have You Seen Me milk carton stickers are available for purchase down in the description or the pinned comment below. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.